Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and for the next 2 weeks, we're coming to you from Belletetes Building Products Specialists in Andover. For 125 years, what matters most for Belletetes is having the right products and the right prices and the most highly trained people at your service and satisfaction. Today, we'll hear from Harrison Roberts, the general manager, about the 125th anniversary celebration happening all year long. We'll revisit a piece we did with Tyler Webb at Harding Hill Maple Syrup. And we'll close with Sage Tokach telling us about the New London Barn Playhouse's Guest Artist Series and more. Don't go away because you won't want to miss this week's edition of your Yankee Chronicle. We'll be right back.
NCTV programs are underwritten in part by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oil, Propane, and Motor Fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning, and backup generators. Their friendly, highly trained, and certified staff is available to assist you throughout the process. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer in New London since 1997, and much further back as the Country Press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. LaValle Building Supply, serving homeowners and contractors since 1962. Whether you're an experienced builder or simply a do-it-yourselfer, you'll find what you need at LaValle Building Supply. Barton Insurance Agency provides local access to all your business and personal insurance needs, from auto, home, life, to business liability and related needs. Experience the hometown difference of Barton Insurance Agency. Baba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor. For great land fare, seafood, sandwiches, and Baba's award-winning chowder, you won't be disappointed. They're having a lot of fun at Baba's Bar and Grill. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown newspaper covering the Kearsarge, Sunapee, and Sunshine region of New Hampshire. Online and in print, the Innertown Record. Main Street Bookends in Warner, an independent bookstore providing books, toys, games, cards, and gifts. With a gallery showcasing local arts and artists, Main Street Bookends in Warner. And North Cape Design Build. Thank all our underwriters for making your local programming possible on NCTV.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from Belletetes here in Andover, and it's their birthday, celebrating 125 years of Belletetes. So exciting. That's a long time. And I'm now joined by the general manager here at the Andover location, Harrison Roberts. Hi, Harrison.
Hi, Abby.
My former soccer coach, I should always mention when I interview you. Yeah, back in the day. But it's fun. It's a fun anecdote anyway to talk about. Congratulations on 125 years here at Belletetes. Not that you were there at the start necessarily, but you're doing a lot to commemorate this big anniversary for everybody here at Belletetes across 9 locations, which is really exciting. Tell us what you're doing.
We're doing employee appreciation because they're the biggest part of why we're successful. Of course. So every month we're giving our employees a gift.
Love it.
One of them was a bottle of wine that we did in January.
Perfect.
Last month we did a box of chocolate. This month, I think they all already know, they're getting a bottle of locally made maple syrup.
Very fitting.
From right up the street. We're also in June going to take all the employees, including their families, to a Fisher Cats game. And I think we're probably going to take up almost the whole stadium.
I would think you would, because you said it's about 1,000 people total, including family members. How many employees across all 9 locations?
We're about 350.
Yeah, that's amazing. What a fun way to not only start the summer, but also, you know, halfway through the appreciation of employees for the year.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be great.
We're also doing a Customer Appreciation Day on May 20th.
Fun.
At all locations. We're going to do some cookouts. We're going to have a special sales flyer just for that day.
Okay.
And I've heard there's a couple other things going on, but they haven't made that public yet.
Okay, that'll be a great day for everybody and across all 9 locations.
Yes.
So just, you can go to all 9 if you really wanted to, right?
So if you want to get 9 hamburgers or 9 hot dogs, visit us all. Most of us are pretty close together.
Yeah, that's great. Talk a little bit about the history of Belletetes, because it really was started by a guy with the last name Belletetes, so that's where we get the name. But it started obviously 125 years ago.
Yep, 1898, Eli Belletetes, a Canadian immigrant, opened up the first location in Jaffrey.
Okay.
It was a hardware store and a grocery store. We no longer do groceries.
Sure, yeah, don't come in here for produce, yeah.
We've been so successful over the last 25 years because we've been a large part of the community. We've formed meaningful relationships.
Definitely.
And we have caring, dedicated employees here to help serve our customers.
Well, and you are such a vast variety of services too. It is your traditional hardware store. People can come in and get the things that they need, but a design center, a lumber yard. I mean, it's really everything that you need for your business or your home.
Correct. If you're building a garage or you're building a development, we're here to help you get it done.
Which is so impressive.
Yeah.
And I think, too, the employees, like you were talking about the employee appreciation, I mean, 300 employees across the board, but it wouldn't be successful without the knowledge of these employees that you have.
Yeah, and new products all the time. There's constant training and trying to get up to date on what's coming out and what's new and what's, what we hope our customers are going to like, and it's going to help them complete their projects.
Right, and the needs too. I mean, last year when we were here, we come every year, so thank you for having us. But last year when we were here, we talked small engines. Come and learn about a small engine, get yours repaired. It's about to be spring. You need the weed whacker work done, and those are all things you can do right here at Belletetes.
Correct. Yeah. And small engine's quiet right now because we're right in between 2 seasons.
Yes.
Snow throwers that ended, and people haven't quite gotten to the tractors and mowers yet, but in about 3 weeks, we'll have so many mowers back there.
Right. It's so important. I mean, obviously, the tradition of Belletetes is 125 years. Do you think there's a goal for the next 125 for Belletetes?
I think it's to continue what we're doing now, is helping to serve our communities in any way that we can. And certainly if there's room for growth, we would love to grow. Yes.
Talk about the community relationship with Belletetes. It's obviously important. You're part of 9 communities, so that's important. Next week, we're going to be talking to John Howe about a community project. But what does it mean for Belletetes to partner with some of these communities?
Well, we'll partner with a lot of the nonprofits in the area.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the Andover 4th of July parade.
Oh, fun.
So we'll have a float there. And
good.
Our donations go to whatever the town of Andover uses it for.
Sure.
And then we have the Build It Forward, which is a program that we've had for quite a while, and my partner John Howe will speak to that. And that involves, not only just us, but the community. We invite the community to come out and work with us on that. Completely.
Well, and you're such a vital part of 9 communities, and right here, and people use you for, their nonprofits or, whatever it may be. So important community relationships that you have here at Belletetes.
Yep.
Talk about the training that you put employees through. I think it's really important to mention, because it's not just someone, it can be someone that just wanted a job here, but it's people that are passionate about, supplies, tools, a certain craft. It's really important that you spend the time to train employees.
Correct. And I think for us, when we look to bring somebody on board, we're looking for somebody who's passionate about helping people, right?
Of course.
Because we can always teach them the knowledge. So
right.
We have our vendors are huge support for us. They'll come in and do a lot of trainings on the floor, in the back room. We actually go to some of the vendors' sites to see how they maybe make a door, or
that's cool.
How they process the lumber. So we get a better idea of start to finish.
Sure.
Right? We have some people that are seasoned, have been here for 10, 15, 20 years, so they've gained a lot of knowledge over that time, and we use that knowledge to teach the new people coming in.
Well, and how the industry has changed too, the technology part of it. There's always space to learn for people.
Yes.
We just renovated, my husband and I renovated a house in Sunapee, and we used Belletetes in Sunapee quite frequently, so much so they knew us by name and the dog, so that's always a good thing. But we appreciate, coming back to somewhere and they know us. They know the project that we're working on. They know that when we come back, we might need, X, Y, and Z, or try this out next time. And so it's always important to have somebody down the road that is not a big box store, that we can know us by name, and that's always important, which Belletetes gives us. Well, congratulations on 125 years here. It's just incredible that 9 locations, over 300 employees, all the things that you offer at all your locations. So congratulations, and Harrison Roberts, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. When we return, we'll visit the Harding Hill maple syrup operations and learn about their process to make bottled sweetness. But first, these sweet words about one of our underwriters.
All your life, when you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed.
For the stock market.
Today, there are real threats to press freedom
reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you.
Great question.
Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and backup generators. Their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. This is that time of year that our region celebrates the sweetness that we tap into our maple trees. Tyler Webb gives us a tour of their Sunapee facility.
We've been making syrup since 1963. My grandfather moved to the Sunapee area in 1948, was intrigued by the neighbor down at Sanctuary Farm and their makings of maple syrup, and actually eventually took over their sugar house. I was born March 1st, so kind of right at the beginning of maple, and I think I was addicted since day one. So I've always really had a passion for maple, and kind of a dream of mine growing up was to always own my own sugar house. In 2019, my father and I kind of made the jump and decided to build our own sugar house here on property that we own adjacent to the family farm, which is just up the hill. We built the building with the ambition to have people come enjoy the sights and smells of maple syrup in a building that was still traditional, but had finally hit the modern times. We have walls that you can't see through. So there's a lot of aspects to our new building that have made it much more enjoyable for me and my family and everybody else to make maple syrup and enjoy maple syrup. We decided to maintain our kind of more of a traditional evaporator here with the open top so that you could enjoy the steam, enjoy the smells, which you are a little more limited if you have a hood and kind of encase that evaporator in stainless steel, so you capture that steam and send it outside the building. Our operation, we have 2,500 taps in 2 different orchards. All of our taps are on pipeline, all of our taps are on vacuum. We're trying for high vacuum, and under high vacuum, if we can hit anything above 0.4 gallons of syrup per tap, we're in a pretty good spot. Our sap we just collected, it was 1.8% sugar, and at 1.8% sugar it takes 50 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. With that, we use a reverse osmosis machine to reduce that ratio, and we're currently reducing it to 10% sugar, and in doing so, that 50-to-1 ratio is now down to a 8.6-to-1 ratio. And that 8.6-to-1 has now reduced our time here in the sugar house and the amount of wood that we are burning. And what the reverse osmosis machine is doing is it's actually separating the water molecule from the sugar molecule. Water is H2O. Sugar is C6H12O6, so it's a much larger molecule. And under high pressure, we're separating that larger sugar molecule from the water molecule and creating distilled water as our byproduct and a concentrated sugar with the minerals and nutrients from that sap as our product that we're introducing to our evaporator here. On an average, we're adding wood every 7 minutes to our evaporator to maintain the heat that we want and evaporate as much water as we can. The concentrated sap, or 10% sugar sap, coming into the evaporator, comes into the evaporator through the float. This white pipe, we're trying to maintain about 2 inches of sap in the evaporator at all times. Anything lower gets a little bit scary. And the syrup pan, again, we have 5 chambers. Those 5 chambers are going from low concentration to higher sugar concentration until we hit about 67% sugar, where we have syrup. From there, we will take that raw syrup, run it through a filter press, introducing diatomaceous earth as our filter aid. Once it runs through that filter press, we have a nice clear syrup that we put into our canner, where we can then bottle our syrup into half pints, gallons, half gallons, and everything in between. This is what we've made on our first day of the season, which was a golden delicate. And then we've made everything from amber rich to dark robust. And this is a very dark here. And then we're slowly climbing back out again. We're hoping to try to hit amber rich again. Part of that, each grade is a flavor aspect, and that flavor aspect is determined mostly by time of year. That sugar, that lighter, delicate flavor is masked with that heavier maple flavor. Personally, I like the darker of the two. I like the dark robust and the very dark, as it has that stronger maple flavor. So we are traditionally open every weekend in March, typically about 4, and then we do about 2 weekends in April, all dependent on the season. Our hours typically are 10 to 4:30 on Saturday and Sunday, and then during the week it's kind of by chance if we're boiling, so it's best to give us a call or give us an email, and we can set up an appointment for you to come out and pick up some maple syrup. In the off season, we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram account, and then our website is hardinghillfarm.com.
Thanks, Tyler. Just a reminder that the weekend of March 18th and 19th is the celebration of that sweet nectar distilled from our sugar maples here in New Hampshire. Check out a sugar house near you. Next up, we'll visit the location of Newport's future chamber offices at the old train station. Let's now take a break from a few words from another business that underwrites your Yankee Chronicle. These businesses can only continue if you buy local and support those that support us.
Can I go to the sleepover?
I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back. I'm Abby Peel. The Bar Harbor Bank has provided a pleasant surprise for the Newport Chamber of Commerce. Let's hear more.
Hi, I'm Shannon MacMichael, Executive Director of the Newport Area Chamber of Commerce. Joining me today, I have Paul Brown, who is the Vice President of the Chamber, as well as the Assistant Town Manager and Finance Director for the town of Newport. Also joining us is Jessica Judd, who is the manager of the Claremont and Newport branches of Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. On behalf of the Newport Area Chamber of Commerce, we are excited to announce that we have been gifted the Railroad Depot building right here in Newport on Depot Street from Bar Harbor Bank and Trust.
So we appreciate the importance of the things that the Chamber does for the community, and we were more than happy to be partnering with them on this, and we just kind of see all the good things that are happening with them, and we had a building that we, for lack of a better word, was sitting here not utilized. So Shannon and I had a conversation, and it went from there.
Well, so the building is a beautiful piece of Newport history, and the Chamber is looking forward to establishing our offices in there and an information center for town activities and for the Chamber itself. And we hope to restore some of the original beauty of the building. It's a fabulous old building and with beautiful architecture. And we really hope to bring that back to prominence and use it as our offices and a meeting space for the town. So the building was built in the mid-1800s as the train depot station, and was used as the train and as the depot until the train stopped running in I believe the late 60s, mid-60s. Since then, it's been a daycare. I know my kids went to daycare here. Been used for some other businesses. And it's showing its wear from those businesses, but will be a great addition once we get it restored.
So here at the Chamber, we've had donated office space for multiple years. First, it was McCrillis and Eldridge, and then Jeff and Heidi North were kind enough to donate space to us. But it will be so nice once the project is restored to have a permanent space, a permanent presence in the town where people can come in. So it is our hope to make this building the new Welcome Center and have a permanent office space located in town for the Chamber. The Chamber's got a lot going on right now. We've got good momentum, so we're just hoping that this adds to it. We are currently working with the New Hampshire Preservation Alliance to work on looking to get grants to restore this historic building, as well as, looking at possible grants from the town, the county, the state. As well as private donations. As we stated before, we are so grateful to Bar Harbor Bank. We're grateful to the town, the community. In one of our discussions with the Bar Harbor executives, we said, this is the Hallmark movie town. So if we make a phone call on Friday, we can have 30 people here on Monday willing to help us out. So it's the mission of the Newport Area Chamber of Commerce to promote the businesses, the trade, and the commerce, and having a permanent home will help us do just that.
Thank you, Bar Harbor Bank, for this new addition for the Chamber and preserving this historic landmark in Newport. When we return, we'll close with Sage Tokach from the New London Barn Playhouse with some exciting news about this year-round program. But first, let's extend a good thank you to another business that underwrites our show.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge-Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle, your who, what, where, and when show of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region. I'm your host, Abby Peel. With their new facilities, the new London Barn Playhouse has become a year-round venue. They now have a guest artist series and so much more. Tell us more about it, Sage.
We have all kinds of programs happening both during the school year in our Fleming Center, and we're doing a lot of prep right now for the summer at the barn. So a couple of highlights. I've been really grateful to have the chance to work directly with students for most of the year as the head teaching artist for most of the classes, but I'm very excited for the Spring Intensive that's happening March 18th and 19th over the weekend, because I'm bringing in several guest artists to teach a series of workshops on various theatrical skills that are not necessarily my specialty. So we have Matthew coming in from New York City to teach stage combat. We have Angelica coming to teach casting and how shows get put together, how we figure out how to put a cast together for a show. We have 2 students from a school at UT Austin who are coming to teach about creating a new show and getting feedback on their own show that they're creating. So students here will give them some notes. And then we have Sarah Case, who's a brilliant dance artist in town who's going to be teaching some dance. And then Daniel Eddie Williams is coming to share some voiceover knowledge about commercial work and being a voiceover on cartoons. So a bunch of different workshops happening during that Spring Intensive. We've been doing a lot of programming during the times where students are not in school. So during Kearsarge's spring session, April 24th through 29th, we will be doing a week-long intensive where students will put together a performance of The Lightning Thief, which is the Percy Jackson musical. So I know some of the schools in the area are reading Percy Jackson in school, and we are bringing that show to life here on the barn stage, so you can join us as part of the show or in the audience. We are so lucky to have the Fleming Center as this beautiful new year-round space that is heated and has tons of versatility in that we can put up a stage, we can put up 120 seats, or we can take it all down and have a giant class full of dancing or stories. And so we have been creating programming for all ages. So if you go on our website, nlbarn.org/education, you can see all kinds of programming for ages 0 all the way to 100, so and anywhere in between. So we've partnered with a few organizations as well. We partnered with the VNA for Improv for Caregivers. We've partnered with the college for our Adventures in Learning class, and we've partnered with the schools for winter activities. For the summer at the barn, NLBP Education has 2 different programs. So we have camps for ages 6 through 11, and those will take place at Colby Sawyer College, and we will have 2 teaching artists per camp group, and it'll be 7 weeks over the summer. Each week is a different theme, going from 9 to 4, learning different theatrical skills that will end in a showcase. Some of those themes include a circus camp, a comedy camp, theater around the world, Barn Academy, where we put together a full production. And then for the older students, ages 12 to 18, we have the Junior Intern Program. So we are holding auditions and interviews for students who want to perform or participate in the technical side of theater. Those auditions will be April 15th and 16th. And then our company of about 25 to 30 students will come together to create the Children's Theater Series, which is 4 shows meant for youth and families. And that season, we'll start it off with a musical review about heroes and villains called Larger Than Life. Then we'll have a Shakespeare performance that's outdoors. We'll do Much Ado About Nothing. And then we'll have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and we'll close the season with Finding Nemo Jr. So our goal for the program is to continue working with the community to find out what community members are interested in and what the community wants in terms of theatrical and musical programming. Anyone can register for summer programs or find tickets at nlbarn.org/education.
Thank you, Sage, and to all the people that have made this year-round venue possible. Do check out their website for the most up-to-date information. Next week, we'll be back here at Belletetes Building Products. Andover's Lindsay Schust will introduce us to her new music album, Country Way. Don't miss our Game of the Week second season with a replay of the Newport Newfound football game from last fall. All our games replay at 12 noon and 7 p.m. on Sundays and Mondays. All our programs are available on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. I'm Abby Peel. Join me again next week here at Belletetes Building Specialists at this same time for another Yankee Chronicle.